Dear student, welcome to the course Introductory Agrometeorology and Climate Change. The course code is AZRI 2018. I am Manoj Kumar Sugla, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Department. For today's lecture, I am going to discuss the Earth Spheres overview. The Earth spheres means we will look at what are the four major spheres from which our Earth is made of. So I will give you just a overview about all these four Earth spheres, because if we look these four Earth spheres, how contribute or how influence the agriculture. Okay, so just I want to recap that earlier I have shared the course handout with you, that how the each lecture has been broken, and in that lecture I have also discussed a brief about the economic of farming in reference to our country since 1947 to 2020, and I have just given a brief about this economics of farming. And now today lecture we will proceed with the Earth spheres overview. So the objective of this lecture is that what are the four important sphere of Earth. You might have idea about all of these, like atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere. A basic for Earth system, so all these four spheres, atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere, comprise the whole system. Okay, so before that, if you want to understand what is system, okay, the system is something that when acts together gives some outful gives some output which are fruitful in nature. Okay, so if we look total earth as a system, then how this contributes, how these all four spheres contribute to the earth and make them a complete system regarding it. Okay, so the earth system overview, if you look this beautiful diagram on the screen, this one is the hydrosphere. If you look the diagram, it looks like that hydro means one kind of hydro in the sense water. So hydrosphere is related to all water present on the earth system. This is the atmosphere. Atmosphere, it is mainly comprised of the gases. This is the biosphere. Biosphere means all the living things on the earth, and this is the geosphere. Geosphere means rocky things on the earth. So what are the four major interacting components? One is the atmosphere, that you are looking, comprised of the different type of gases. Biosphere comprised of all the living things on the earth system. Hydrosphere comprised of all the water available in river, ocean and all in form, that is hydrosphere. And lithosphere consider the rocky and solid uh, parts of the sphere. Okay, here you can see that in short I have told that atmosphere is the, that is sphere which is comprised of all gases available. Okay, now if you look the combination of the gases, the mainly contribution of oxygen is 21%, nitrogen comes 78%, and other gases comes under 1%. Okay, so you can see that with the altitude, how this particular atmosphere is divided. This is last one bit is troposphere, that is 0 to 15 kilometer. What the range or what the layer of the gases we found, that called the troposphere. Then from 15 to 50 kilometer, the layer that comes, that called tropopause. Okay, then 50 to 60, that is called stratopause here. Then after 65 to 120, that is called mesosphere. Okay, and after 120, this is called mesopause. Okay, and above that, that is thermosphere. Okay, so how the atmosphere is divided into some smaller layers with the height variation is shown in this diagram. And here you can see that from 0 to 120 kilometers, this is the altitude axis, okay, and how with the altitude variation the composition of the gases is changing, okay. So the changing composition of gases changes on which basis the particular atmosphere has been subdivided into different spheres, okay, like your mesopause, mesosphere, stratopause, stratosphere, thermopause, and thermosphere. Okay, so what is that? Atmosphere means the Earth is surrounded by a blanket of air, which we call the atmosphere. The atmosphere consists of four unique layers. What are these four unique layers? Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere. So these are the four layers. And when there is a transition from one layer to another layer, that zone is called pause. Okay, like you are seeing mesopause, stratopause, tropopause. Okay, so these are the pause, and these are the four different layers. One is the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere. If I will talk about the troposphere lies between 0 to 15 kilometer altitude. Okay, your stratosphere from 50 to 60 kilometer altitude. What the gas is layer, that is called as stratosphere. Okay, now we can see that atmosphere reaches over 560 kilometer, that is 480 miles up from the surface of the earth. Okay, so in brief, if I will wrap to the atmosphere, it's a blanket of air which we call the atmosphere, and it can be divided into four spheres depending upon the variation of the altitude from the earth's surface. And the four important spheres are the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere. And this blanket of air mainly comprised nitrogen, that is 78%, and oxygen 21%, and other remaining gases are 1%. Okay? Now, how do human action affect the atmosphere? So, what are some negative aspects it's, and what are some positive aspects of it? That when human react with the atmosphere, what comes out? So, if we see the negative effects are, that is aerosol deplete the ozone layer. So in many different form we are emitting the gases. That gases are not means mainly harmful to the atmosphere, and there is a ozone layer. You know the importance of the ozone layer is to filter all the UV lights that directly coming from the sun, so that what the sun rays we are receiving on earth, they are directly not harmful. And to protecting these harmful rays, the ozone layer is very much important. But due to emission of different type of the carbons, like due to the vehicles, due to the air conditioning, okay, so these gases when go to the atmosphere, they're depleting the ozone layer. Okay, and due to the depletion of the ozone layer, we will found that somewhere the acidic rains happen, that in some parts the temperature is going very high, and in some parts the variation in the climate is so rapidly. So all this is due to the depletion of the ozone layer. The driving cars added excess greenhouse gases to the atmosphere. Factories burning tires, garbage add harmful gases to the atmosphere. So whatever these all harmful gases are releasing by the human on the earth, these gases are depleting the ozone layer, and that is not good for the human. What is the positive thing? Like how can we can negativize these effects? Hybrid vehicle, if we use this, will decrease the amount of greenhouse gas emissions. We can also go for the alternative power, wind power, solar power, okay, and we can also plant too many trees to absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and to add O2. So it is the responsibility of the human on the earth that we have to create a positive interaction between the atmosphere and the living one, so that the ozone layer and greenhouse effects, these should be at minimum. Okay, so that there should not be change in climate abruptly, or somewhere there should not be your acidic rainfall. So these are the negative and positive actions that is affected by the human to the atmosphere. Now let's talk about the second important sphere, that is the biosphere. So here you can see in the diagram, okay, this is the rocky part, the lithosphere, earth. This is the hydrosphere, water, and this is the atmosphere, your air, and this is your living plant. Okay, so this living plant is your part of biosphere. Now you see how all these four sphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and your biosphere, all four comprises to make the Earth as a system. Since this, I will talk about this plant. Okay, how the lithosphere is contributing to this living thing. Lithosphere is providing the base there because the lithosphere is a rocky part, hard part, so it provides a base to this plant. Then it has roots that takes the water for its survival and growth. So that comes from the hydrosphere. Then it also, if you look the leaves, they do the photosynthesis. Okay, and the plants also releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So in this way, react with the atmosphere, and all these support to this small plant to grow up. Okay, so that is a biosphere. So the biosphere is the life zone of the earth and includes all living organism, living including humans and all organic matter that has not yet decomposed. So all these combines to make biosphere. The biosphere is structured into a hierarchy known as food chain, as life is dependent on the first tier, mainly the primary producer that are capable of photosynthesis. So these are like your living plant, they are capable of photosynthesis. These are the primary one for the biosphere. Okay, if we look the hierarchy, energy and mass is transferred from one level of the food chain to the next. Okay, like suppose that goat is eating this plant, so energy and matter from the plant is transferred to this goat, then goat is eaten by some like lions or something, so it is again transferred from there. So the hierarchy is the primary basic one is the photosynthesis, means photosynthesis plants, the producer who can capable of photosynthesis, then it goes to another level, we eat them, then from there it goes to another level. Okay, so in this way energy and mass is transferred from one level of the food chain to the next. So all the living things and living organism that comes under the biosphere. Now let's talk about the hydrosphere. So part of the earth that is liquid water always moving through all spheres. 71% of earth's sphere is the ocean, lakes, rivers, marshes, rain, underground water, droplets in cloud. So whatever the possibility where there is a water, all compromise together to make the hydrosphere. Now here you can look the beautiful diagram on the screen. Okay, how these are connected. Okay, here is the sun. Okay, from the sun rays, here it makes the cloud. From the cloud, it's rain. Okay, then transpiration, waterfall. Okay, from the waterfall, there is a ocean. Okay, here it is evaporating, making the cloud, the mountains, the snow. So this all compromise a cycle. Okay. So the hydrosphere contains all the water found on our planet. Water found on the surface of our planet includes the ocean as well as water from lakes, rivers, streams and creeks. Okay. Water found under the surface of our planet includes water trapped in the ice soil and groundwater. Water found in our atmosphere includes water vapor, that is the cloud. Frozen water on our planet includes ice caps and glacier, that is snow, and there is the mountains. Okay, only about 3% of water on Earth is fresh water, and about 70% of the fresh water is frozen in the form of glacial ice. Okay, so this shows that how different form of the water. Sometimes here in glacier form in the your snow mountain hilly region. Here is the ocean. Here in the atmosphere in the vapor form. Okay, so all these are constitutes the hydrosphere. Now let's talk about the lithosphere. So lithosphere is the solid earth that includes the continental and ocean crust as well as the various layers of the earth interior. Okay. Now you are seeing the here the solid part. Then here your crust, mantle, all these comes into the lithosphere. So 94% of the earth is composed of the element oxygen, silicon and magnesium. The lithosphere is not static, unchanging, but its surface is in a constant state of motion. Okay, and mineral resources are mined from the lithosphere. Okay, so lithosphere comprises of different type of minerals, and all these minerals are extracted from the lithosphere. So lithosphere is also a very important part of the Earth system sphere. Now let's summarize the lecture. So the term Earth system refers to the Earth interacting physical, chemical and biological processes. The system consists of land, ocean, atmosphere and poles. It includes the planet natural cycle, the carbon, water, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur and other cycle and deep earth processes. So if I summarize the today lecture, what we have just seen, we have focused on very small but important topic, that is the Earth sphere overview. So what we have studied in that Earth system is comprised of mainly four spheres. First one is the atmosphere. Atmosphere is comprised of all the gases in which the oxygen is 21%, nitrogen is 71.8% and remaining gases are 1%. Then we move to the biosphere. Biosphere includes all the living things on the earth system. Okay. Then third was the your lithosphere, that is all the solid parts or solid rocks and the inner core of the earth, that is our lithosphere. All the minerals are found in the lithosphere parts and they are extracted from this. And the fourth one we have studied or hydrosphere, that is all the waters, all form of the water that is available on the earth system, like in ocean direct water, in glacier and snow you mainly comprise 70% of the fresh water, that is also part of the hydrosphere. Then the water vapor, the atmosphere, they are also the part of the hydrosphere. So we have seen mainly an overview about all these four sphere of the earth system. Okay, now these are the some reference books which you can follow, in which I would like to recommend you that Radhakrishnan Murthy 2002 Basic Principle of Agriculture Metrology publication. Okay, now these are the questions for the practice. Why is earth a system? Okay, second, what are the four earth system? Third one, illustrate biosphere and atmosphere. What is the earth largest system? So this is question for you. I have described that four system are there: atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere. Now you have to find out for this question your answer, that what is the earth largest system. The second last important question is earth an open or closed system? Let me tell you about some what is open system or closed system. Open system means where there is mass and energy both can be transferred. Okay, means what is the system on which we are focusing, and rest that part is called surrounding. So there acts a interaction between the system and surrounding. So if the mass and energy both can be transferred from system to the surrounding, that system is a open system. Okay, and closed system means if only if only energy can be transferred from the system to the surrounding, there is no interaction of the mass between the system and surrounding, then that system is called the closed system. Okay, so you have to think in that way, that is earth complete earth, if complete earth is your system, then what is remaining into the space that is surrounding? So the question is, it is open or closed? Means, is the mass and energy interaction both are taking place between the earth and the remaining space? Okay, or only the energy interaction is taking place and there is no mass interaction taking place between the earth and the remaining space. Okay, so these two questions you have to think and I will ask in the next class. Okay, so this is for today lecture, and in today lecture I have given a brief overview about the earth system. Hope this was a very simple concept and you have got it, and I'm hoping that you have enjoyed the lecture. Thank you.